appeal of today's mechanical computer keyboards. They feel like products built for the ages, in these days of disposable tech. Even throughout the 1980s and early 1990s, mechanical keyboards were as common a part of computer setups as floppy disk drives, because the people who were creating and using them knew what typing could, and should, be. Sadly, with the explosion of the home PC market in the 1990s and into the early 2000s, sturdy mechanical boards fell out of favor, as manufacturers looked for cheap, mass-market ways of getting tens of millions of people on their machines and online. Luckily, the keyboard quality pendulum has swung back in the other direction over the last decade. Mechanical keyboards are once again viable, even popular, alternatives to the bundled cheapie. They cost more, but they are far more rugged than a run-of-the-mill model. And keyboard makers now make them in lots of flavors to serve most major subclasses of buyers: productivity-minded users, gamers, ergonomically-minded folks, and more. So we have done a research and make a list for the top best mechanical keyboards for our viewers so they can select the best out of the best product. Number 1. Razer Huntsman V2 Analog. Combining the latest optical technology and Razer's analog mechanical key switches, the Razer Huntsman V2 Analog is good enough to get a 5-star rating from us. That's underselling it. This gaming keyboard delivers the best typing and gaming experience of any keyboard, with extremely satisfying tactile feedback and a wrist rest that's designed to let you game for longer. As far as keyboards go, it is sitting on the expensive side of things, but it's definitely worth it. The new features for the Huntsman V2 Analog make it arguably worth its lofty price tag, especially for gamers looking to get a streamlined hardware advantage over their opponents. You can adjust the actuation points for every key, allowing you to set your desired activation depth between 1.5 mm to 3.6 mm in increments of 0.1 mm. The Razer analog optical switches can also register 2 actions on a single key press across different pressures, which is an absolute game changer in competitive FPS environments. This dual macro ability means you can lightly press your desired key to whip out a thrown item such as a grenade or knife, and activate the second step of throwing said item when you fully press the key. Number 2. Roccat Vulcan TKL Pro. Who needs a full-sized keyboard when TKL gaming keyboards such as the Roccat Vulcan TKL Pro exist? This compact gaming keyboard is among the best in performance, comfort, and looks, touting a classy brushed gunmetal finish and floating keys that brilliantly showcase its customizable RGB lighting. Roccat's Titan optical switches are not only fast and accurate but satisfying, quiet and robust as well. It'll set you back quite a bit, but it's so worth it. Those smooth and thin floating keys really allow the keyboard's customizable RGB lighting to take center stage so that it really lights up even in the daytime. Folks who feel like that brushed gunmetal finish has been overused might feel differently when they see it on the Vulcan TKL Pro, as Roccat has done such a marvelous job. Roccat's Titan optical switches are rated at 100 million keystrokes. That means that if you're averaging at 8,000 keystrokes per hour and on your computer for 8 hours a day, this keyboard in theory should last you a little over 4 years. But that's when you're doing a whole lot of gaming and typing. The Roccat Vulcan TKL Pro's performance is impeccable. It's easy for new users to mistake that feeling of extra resistance as a sign that those keys require harder and deeper pressing. But, with a 1.4 mm actuation, there's certainly no need for such finger workouts. The keyboard is responsive and speedy enough to register any light intentional presses. If you are thinking to buy this product, then check out the link to this product in the description. Number 3. SteelSeries Apex Pro. The SteelSeries Apex Pro's svelte aesthetic and clever OLED display are just the appetizers. The SteelSeries Apex Pro gets our coveted 5-star rating for many reasons, the biggest of which are its stunning and solid build, custom actuation and comfortable, not to mention, quiet, magnetic switches. Performance-wise, it's among the best gaming keyboards we've tested yet, which makes its $199 price tag worth a splurge. The custom actuation means that no matter what your preferences are, whether you like cherry MX browns, blues, reds, or even blacks, you can tune it for the force you actually type with. There is no space wasted on the sides, as the Apex Pro virtually ends where the keys stop. The SteelSeries Apex Pro is one of the best gaming keyboards, if not the best. The custom actuation, elegant build and bright RGB lighting all help to make it stand out among the dense competition. If you want to check it out, then link to this product is given in the description. Number 4. Razer Huntsman Elite. If you have the need for speed, then the Huntsman Elite is your best bet, thanks to its new optomechanical switches. That sounds like a mouthful, but essentially, it means that Razer has managed to combine mechanical switches with optical sensors. This unthinkable allows the Huntsman Elite to take its actuation to the next level. And you would be hard-pressed to find a faster keyboard on the market. Switches aside, it's also remarkably comfortable to type on. Plus, it's covered with more RGB lighting than you can shake a stick at. Sure, it needs 2 USB cables for power and costs a small fortune, but with tech like this, it's absolutely worth it. Despite the Huntsman Elite's larger-than-life aspirations, it's actually Razer's smallest keyboard yet thanks to it being the company's first frameless design. All of Razer's other keyboards thus far have come with a thick plastic fairing, but the Huntsman Elite ditches that for a simpler design. Traditional mechanical keyboard switches typically bottom out against a metal contact point to create a complete electrical circuit and tell your computer when to type out a character. Razer opto-mechanical switch fires the same command except it uses a beam of light to do so, which is inherently faster thanks to the speed of light being 186,000 miles per second. Number 5. Alienware Pro Gaming Keyboard AW510K. Everyone knows about Alienware at this point. The Dell-owned company has made a name for itself throughout the years for making expensive, but gorgeous, gaming PCs. So Alienware has stepped into the peripheral game with products like the Alienware Pro Gaming Keyboard AW510K. Just as you would expect from a keyboard made by Alienware, it has an angular, futuristic design and is packed to the brim with RGB lighting. But, what's more impressive is what's under the hood here: Cherry MX Brown switches, a 1 millisecond polling rate and dedicated macro keys. The RGB lighting here is similarly deceiving. Rather than being able to customize the lighting however you wish, on a per key basis, you're instead given 6 zones, each representing a set of keys and/or ambient lights. This does prevent you from making your keyboard look god-awfully tacky. The Alienware AW510K is a very competent keyboard, and is sure to please anyone looking for a comfortable gaming experience. Because it's using Cherry MX Brown switches, the keyboard is great for pretty much everything you're trying to do. Gaming and productivity work feel great in equal measure. And the noise is under control enough to use it at night without keeping the entire neighborhood awake. If you really like this video, then subscribing to the channel will lovely for us. Also don't forget to comment your opinion down below. Tell us in comments if we can help you by suggesting something. That was the video for today. Hope you liked it. Thanks for watching.